Hey guys, it's me, Alex, and I'm going to be straight with you. What we're watching right now in America is historic, not because of a single moment, not because of one headline, but because of the pattern, a pattern that's becoming impossible to ignore, a pattern that exposes the modern left like never before. And let's be honest, the mask is slipping. Every week we see the same thing. A tragedy happens, a crisis erupts, and the reaction from the left? Outrageous, cruel, completely unhinged. And it always follows the same script. The mainstream media downplays it. Social media platforms try to bury it. But citizen activists, people like you, make sure the truth gets out. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Whenever a conservative is targeted, mocked, threatened, or harmed, the reaction from the left is consistent. They celebrate, they cheer, they justify it, they moralize it, they try to spin it as deserved, and the media, they cover for them, every time. But whenever the reverse even barely happens, even if it's just a harsh comment toward a Democrat, suddenly it's the end of the world. Suddenly it's a threat to democracy. Suddenly, the FBI must get involved. It's hypocrisy on full display, and you know why it keeps happening, because the left has gotten used to no consequences. They've had decades of immunity. Academia protects them, media protects them, Hollywood protects them, big tech protects them, political elites protect them, but something has changed. The era of no accountability is ending. You're watching it collapse in real time. And it's collapsing because citizen activists, not the media, not the politicians, not the elites, regular, everyday Americans, are shining light on everything the establishment wants hidden. Let's talk about the pattern we've seen over the last few years. Every time a conservative is attacked or threatened or smeared, screenshots surface. Posts get exposed. Radicals get identified. Employers get notified. Schools respond. PR teams panic, and suddenly the consequences hit. People are fired, people are suspended, people are reprimanded, people are forced to delete posts and issue statements. This is happening more now than ever before, because people are done. Done with political violence, done with double standards, done with extremists hiding behind anonymous accounts while they incite real-world chaos. And trust me, the left is panicking, because they know the culture is shifting. They know the public is waking up. They know the lies aren't landing the way they used to. Big platforms like Blue Sky, Reddit, Instagram, TikTok have started issuing warnings, begging their users to stop posting inflammatory garbage. Not because they care about decency, but because they realize the legal and political blowback is enormous. These platforms know the screenshots are everywhere. They know employers are watching. They know the public isn't buying excuses anymore. Let's talk about media figures. For years, left-wing pundits could go on TV, say the most extreme and unhinged things, and never face a single consequence. But we've seen a shift. A few recent examples: commentators fired for victim blaming, journalists suspended for celebrating violence, influencers losing sponsorships, professors reprimanded for encouraging harassment, and the left doesn't know how to handle it. You can see it in their reactions. They accuse conservatives of weaponizing accountability. No, we're just holding them to the same standard they apply to everyone else. You want equality? This is what it looks like. You want justice? This is what it feels like. You want fairness? Then your side doesn't get immunity anymore. And let's talk about something bigger. This is cultural. We're witnessing a shift in American culture that the media never expected. For decades, the left dominated academia, newsrooms, entertainment, social media moderation, corporate HR tech giants. But people have had enough. Parents are rising up. Workers are rising up. Consumers are rising up. Voters are rising up. The pendulum is swinging. And when pendulums swing back, they swing hard. Americans are done with the double standard. If you're a conservative and you speak, you're dangerous. If you're a leftist and you celebrate violence, you're expressing yourself. People see through it. That's why the left's numbers are collapsing. It's why trust in the mainstream media is at all-time lows. It's why alternative platforms, independent journalism, and citizen investigators are exploding. America is waking up. And here's the real turning point. We're entering a new era of accountability. Not violent retaliation, not censorship, accountability. Actions have consequences again. Words have weight again. And Americans are enforcing standards the institutions abandoned. Not out of revenge, but out of necessity. Because if we don't hold the line, nobody will. This is a cultural correction, a moral correction, a political correction, and it's long overdue. So here's the message. If you openly celebrate violence, expect consequences. If you promote hate, expect backlash. If you cheer when your political opponents suffer, expect exposure. This isn't about being conservative or liberal. This is about basic human decency. And the American people, they're demanding it again. Charlie Kirk's supporters, conservative activists, everyday Americans, they've shown something powerful. You don't need the media to tell the truth. You don't need institutions to enforce standards. You don't need elites to protect morality. You just need determination, courage, and a phone with a screenshot button. This is the new era. This is the turning point. This is the shift. The days of left-wing impunity are over. The days of accountability have begun. Stay vigilant, stay engaged, and don't let the pressure drop. Because the fight for decency, for truth, for sanity depends on you. Let me say something you already feel in your gut. Something millions of Americans have been whispering to each other. Something you know is true, even if the media refuses to say it. America is changing. Fast, and not always in ways we recognize. But here's the important part. Patriotic Americans are waking up. People who love this country. People who believe in freedom. People who believe in family, faith, and personal responsibility. And if you're watching this, you're probably one of them. Today, we're going to talk about the cultural shift happening right now. Why so many Americans feel like the ground is moving under their feet. And what recent events reveal about the future of our country. Let's start with what everyone's feeling. But not everyone can explain. You feel it, your neighbors feel it, your family feels it, the America you grew up with doesn't look the same, respect is fading, tradition is fading, work ethic is fading, common sense is fading, but this isn't just nostalgia, this is real. More Americans are walking away from broken systems, not because they don't want to work, but because they're tired of being overtaxed, overregulated, undervalued, and micromanaged by institutions that no longer respect them. People want freedom, control over their own lives, the ability to take care of their families without interference. This is not weakness. This is American spirit. For the first time in decades, people don't trust the media. They don't trust big tech. They don't trust corporate America. And they sure don't trust politicians. Americans are fact-checking for themselves, doing their own research, sharing with their communities, thinking independently. Across the country, parents are standing up. School board meetings are packed. Communities are pushing back on what gets taught in classrooms. Not because they're extreme, but because they care about their children. Truth matters, values matter, and parents are taking back control. This is a cultural shift rooted in responsibility. Despite what we're told, America isn't becoming faithless. Something else is happening. People are returning to faith, not to institutions, but to God, to prayer, to personal belief, to moral clarity. Church attendance is rising in certain regions. Bible study groups are growing. Families are praying together again. People are looking for meaning beyond screens and politics. This isn't a weakness. It's strength. It's the foundation of every great civilization. Small, local, grassroots communities are forming everywhere. People are turning to faith for strength and direction. Not because they're scared, but because they're waking up to what matters. AI deepfakes, digital manipulation, censorship, shadow bans, algorithm control. We're not only fighting over opinions, we're fighting over reality. Multiple states are rushing to protect elections from AI-generated content. People are demanding transparency, demanding accountability, demanding honest systems. This is a sign of a nation protecting itself, not dividing, defending. Americans want truth without filters. For years, people hid their struggles. Now they're talking about them. Veterans, parents, workers, teens, first responders. People are speaking up about stress, burnout, and pressure. Not because they're weak, but because they're carrying too much alone. Congress is expanding programs for veterans. States are building crisis lines. Communities are stepping up. Churches are offering support. This isn't political. This is human. America takes care of its own. Big cities are struggling, but small towns are rising. Americans are moving to places where people know each other. Values still matter. Neighbors look out for each other. Freedom isn't a debate, it's a lifestyle. Local communities are rebuilding themselves. People are forming volunteer groups, emergency response teams, neighborhood watches, food drives, not because they have to, because they want to. This is real patriotism. Something powerful is happening. People are moving away from labels that divide and returning to what unites: family, faith, responsibility, patriotism, hard work. More young people are choosing trades over debt, choosing skills over ideology, choosing stability over chaos, choosing self-reliance over dependence. That's not regression, that's wisdom. That's America rebuilding itself from the ground up. You can feel it. Every patriotic American can feel it. We're at a crossroads, a cultural reset, a national recalibration. Something big is coming, something that will define the next era of America. And here's the truth. The future will be shaped by people who stand firm, people who think for themselves, people who defend freedom, people who love this country, people like you. If you feel like something is changing, you're not wrong. You're paying attention. If you feel more protective of your values, your faith, your family, your freedom, it's because they matter more than ever. This isn't the end of America. This is the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter built by patriots, by hard-working Americans, by people who refuse to let this country fall apart. You are not alone. Millions feel what you feel. Millions see what you see. Millions are ready to rebuild. The world is shifting. America is shifting, and you are part of that shift. This is your moment, your country, your voice, your responsibility, your chance to help shape the future. America needs people like you. Now more than ever. God bless, stay safe, and keep standing strong.